Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We've got another pick a card reading. So this one is what next steps you need to take to either get to where you're trying to be, whether that be with a particular goal you've got in mind or just an overall sense of well-being. So we've got 4 piles, so 1 through to 4. Keep watching and we will find out what steps need to be taken. Pile number 1. I feel like to begin with, have a look what else comes up, but I feel like right now your health needs to be the biggest priority with getting you to where you want to go. Now, I am getting a couple of different messages, but they are all relating to health, whether you've been in ill health recently or not like in ill health yet, but just feeling burnt out. You need to take some time out to go and detox. So whether that be from social media, fast food, whatever it is, I think everyone knows what it is relating to for them. So that's what the detox cards were like referring to. But just overall improving your way of well-being. So we've got here the cards about needing to release control and actually pay attention to your body. Your body will tell you when it's time to take a break, whether it is you need to take a bit of a mental health break or you just need a day to, go to the gym, binge watch TV shows, do what you need to do to get yourself back into a centered and grounded headspace to know that you can handle this. I feel like overall, you're quite a serious person. Those that have chosen card number 1, you're always going more on the side of caution to make sure that this could go wrong. This is what my escape plan is going to be if this was to happen. And whilst those are good traits to have, you need to really let go of those fears and really put things in a bit more perspective. Yep, if this happens, this would be the worst case scenario, but it's likely not to actually happen. So yeah, I guess just overall health, both mentally and physically, is your biggest priority. So we've got here the singing and dancing card. I don't know if maybe you were doing dancing as a child or that dancing's always been something that's interested you. But get your body moving. You're going to feel so much better once you've taken time out and gone for a walk or done some form of exercise that is fun to you. And I prefer snacks over exercise, I'm not going to lie, but make the time and priority to get out there and try something. I feel like once you focus on all these cards that are referring to your health and to complain less and look on more on the bright side of life, every time you're finding yourself being in those complaining headspaces and, just a low vibration overall, work on what you can to turn it around. Make a quick gratitude list or something like that, and that is going to help you get to where you need to be. Now we've got the dog card here, which is incredibly cute. But be loyal to what you love. I feel like you are somebody who not necessarily lost their way, but the energy feels like you're not focusing on what you want to go. You're getting caught up in all this other energy that's really setting you back rather than putting you where you need to go. But I feel like I'm hearing the number 3. I don't know if that's referring to 3 weeks or 3 months. Could even be like the 3rd day of the week. But something surrounding the number 3 with you is when your luck is really going to turn around. So focus on your health for the time being, and I feel like you're also a group that has quite a bit of anxiety. So you'll find that once you are being more active, you'll feel the overall anxiety reduce as well. But luck is on your side. So don't doubt yourself. Just move forward and focus on being happy and the healthiest version of yourself, and everything else will find its way. Pile number 2. See what's going on, what steps you need to take. From the get-go, I feel like you guys need to focus on setting boundaries. Like, that is what the spirits are quite passionate about at the moment. So we've got say no, be courageous, rely on yourself, surrender, face chakra. Look at this, like, the need to set boundaries. So I feel like that is what you need to focus on. You know, I feel like you've been investing in everybody else around you, which is great, but now you have lost sight of where you're trying to go. And I mean, it always happens sometimes. Like, it's natural to go through those phases, right? But now you need to focus on what it is that you want. Don't say yes to things just to be polite. If you don't want to go, then don't go. If you don't want to do whatever it is, just be honest, say no respectfully to not hurt anyone's feelings. But have that courage to say no. You know, like, you really need to focus on what your body's needs are. And when you start saying no and you start setting these healthy boundaries, not only is it going to give you a new sense of independence, which is what this rely on yourself card's really relating back to, but you'll get in the headspace you need to be able to go forward and succeed. I feel like it's going to help you actually get a lot more grounded as well, which is what this base chakra is really referring to. So this card's saying, choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, finances, as your words determine your outcome. So right now, law of attraction is at play. Surround yourself with the people who not necessarily want to go to the same place as you do, because, you know, that can be unrealistic. But if you're trying to build a career for yourself, or you want to, you know, start a family or something like that, don't keep going out every night. Or, you know, you need to use this time to set yourself up for where you want to go, so that that energy can come in. Now, I feel like there's like some form of energy, like some of you have the energy of, look, this is where I really want to go, but it's taking so long. Well, fear not, because you need to surrender those sorts of thought processes to the divine. Once you do that, and you start setting those boundaries and you focus on what you want to do, you'll start seeing those results. You've also got here the skillful, always doing your best. And I feel like that's really relating to some of that anxious energy that you're feeling about not being exactly where you want to go just yet. So don't worry, it's coming, but you need to focus on being your own best friend for the time being. And I feel like that's all the messages that I've got for you at the moment. Okay, so the spirits are saying that not only do you need to focus on balancing your overall chakras, you need to work on being actually grounded. And so that's not just in terms of the boundary setting, but overall, I feel like you're getting quite swept away and caught up in whatever it is for your personal situation. Don't let that happen. Focus on what it is you want. But with the energy that's coming up in June, it's really not that surprising that you guys are feeling this way, because, you know, it's going to be rough for everyone, I think. But we'll be good. We'll make it halfway. Pile number 3. Focus on honesty. Alright, so right now I feel like you're kind of going through a time frame where things have kind of sucked. You know, like, you've been either betrayed from someone who you didn't think would hurt you, or you're just not getting the sort of energy that you're wanting to get from someone. And that sucks when that happens, but you're being asked to forgive. You know, sometimes life stings, but, you know, everything is what you make of it. So right now, I feel like the next steps that you need to take to get to where you want to go is kind of rebelling from the people and situations that you're in at the moment and start speaking your truth. I feel like you're from not necessarily like a family as such, but some form of community where they are told to just be kind and go along with whatever it is. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but you need to speak your truth. If something doesn't sit right with you, then speak up respectfully again, but, you know, you need to be your number one priority. And once you start ever so slightly changing your perspective, rather from being, so-and-so told me this is what they want me to do, so I have to do it. Say what you need to do. Like, if you don't want to, then don't do it. Speak your truth and honor yourself. And I feel like you're in some form of mourning phase. So you've either lost someone who is very special to you recently, or, you know, quite a while ago, but those wounds still feel fresh. But they are trying to guide you right now, you know, like this card here is let yourself be guided and have that spiritual connection. It may be different from what traditional religious beliefs are, is being guided by specific loved ones and family members. But I feel like those specific loved ones that you have been mourning and missing a lot lately, they are going to be sending you signs either in dreams and through music. So be on the lookout for those. And yeah, just focus on being happy. But yeah, like in terms of what next step you need to take to get to where you want to go, it is really just investing in those boundaries and finding a way to nurture relationships with you still being comfortable with what plans and stuff are, as well as there being them, like, as long as they're happy as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, just listen to your heart and go forward and speak your truth. Pile number 4. Think before you act. Alright. So, to begin with, I feel like you have hurt somebody recently. Well, maybe not necessarily recently, and it's not an intentional hurting of them. But you know that saying how you're always going to be the bad person in someone's story? I feel like it's referring to that. So you're just being asked to, in going forward, think about what you're going to do and what you're going to say before you do it. And just that whole thought process of thinking before you act. And take into account how someone else would be feeling being on that receiving end of it. I feel like you're already quite a natural light worker. You know, you are some form of empath or intuitive. Whatever your spiritual gifts are, you're here to spread the light to people around you, and that's amazing. But I feel like when it came to a point of either needing to cut someone off or whatever it is that you needed to do which was relevant to your healing, you did hurt someone. I'm not saying you need to go back and apologize or anything. Just focus on helping people and spreading that light, because you've got those gifts and those abilities, and I can feel how loved you already are as a person, which I know sounds crazy, but that's one of the biggest things I'm picking up from this pile. It's just how loved you are. But people around you have been worried, whether that be that they think you're losing your way or whatever it is. I see that you've had quite a few setbacks, and so these cards are really talking about trusting the detours that you've been going through and embracing this in-between period. And I know that I am someone who, when I want something, I want it done yesterday, and I'm not going to be happy until it's completely done and put in my completed box. But life's not always going to be like that. So I guess right now your next step is trusting the process. You don't need to do anything. You just need to focus on continuing to be a kind and loving soul, which you already are, and that comes naturally to you. Now, this card is referring to a personal issue reaches a resolution, which is like, cool, right? Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's this personal situation, which is what's referring to where you have hurt somebody. I'm just trying to see if I'm getting any other messages about that. I feel like it's some form of family matter. Now, not necessarily with your immediate family, but I'm getting some form of in-law relationship or like co-parenting type thing where, you know, whilst you were at some point a family unit, now you're not. And that's what's best for you both, but it needs to be just kept into perspective, you know. So although you're going to need to focus on putting others first and spreading the light, they're not going to see it that way. So then they do feel hurt and they do feel betrayed, and they are going to bring that up with you. Or not necessarily. I feel like there's a lot of energy going on behind your back, so they're not going to be like, hey, you hurt me, could you not do that? They're going to run around and speak to anyone that will listen. And so that's why you're being asked to notice the subtle changes in their behaviours towards you. But although the next couple of weeks, I feel, is going to be more around you really coming into your own in terms of getting back into putting people's first and spreading that light and doing from your heart rather than necessarily your head. There's a lot of people being cleared out of your life right now. So when you do notice these subtle changes, start distancing yourself as well, because they're not meant to be around you. So yes, if you have any more like clarification or anything like that, be sure to comment and I will get back to you, because then I can attach into what your specific situation is, and see what messages are coming through. So yeah, and that is all. So thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day or night whenever you're viewing this. Bye.